Yo guys, I'm Yellow, a Norwegian hardcore PC gamer, and today I figured that we should take a serious look at the HE grenade in CSGO. This is gonna be like in-depth but also basic. I'll cover the basic stuff first for people that are curious about the most casual stuff about the grenade. Then later on I'll go a little bit more in-depth, even though again there's like a whole tactical piece towards using grenades that I figured I would cover in a completely different video. Starting off first then, I guess we should go through the basic stats of the grenade. So the grenade can be purchased once per round for 300 bucks. The good thing though is that with most grenades you can actually use 2 per round if you're able to scavenge one off of somebody in the previous round, and then as you start the upcoming round you can use that grenade you scavenge and then buy another one, which is kind of nice because that means that you can have a lot of alternate grenades. However, you can still only have one and it's purchasable for 300 bucks. The good thing about the grenade is that it causes area damage, and it's a grenade that works like an object in the source physics engine. What this thus means is that if you know how to throw the grenade, you can be able to reach areas and cause damage, mass damage if you want to, which you're not supposed to be able to reach towards. Aside from that, also, you can damage opponents and then finish them off with weapons that normally would not one-hit people, which is something that will obviously have a great benefit towards anybody if they want to, you know, just kill somebody and you don't have the most optimal weapon. So obviously, looking for information towards where opponents are and then be quick on your hand to use a grenade will never be a bad idea because it makes it so much easier to take out opponents. Now let's go through a little bit more about the grenade in terms of damage and statistical stuff like that. Now you don't really need to know the most nitpicky details about the damage of the grenade, but know this: if you don't have armor, you'll pretty much gonna get wrecked if you're ever close to a grenade, unless you're able to dodge this silly geometry like this, for example. So as you can see, I got hit 7 right there. That was because the more the grenade can quote-unquote see of you, that is kind of sort of how it's basing the damage upon yourself. And that is aside from if you have armor or not, and if you got like distance away from the grenade or not. Those are pretty much all the factors that signify whether or not you will get hurt a lot about the grenade or not, which is kind of important to know, because if somebody then throw a grenade pretty close to you, and you know that like this grenade is not going to reach me at all if I just run around here, obviously they're going to do that, right? But it takes a little bit of learning, so that's obviously something to point out. Aside from that though, like the generic damage you will take from a grenade will land on approximately like 95 or 98 if you don't have any Kevlar, and if you're standing on the grenade, approximately like this for example, and it will hit you up to like approximately 55 if you have Kevlar, but it's still right on you, which can be annoying, I know, but at least you will get out of there alive if you're able to do so. So keep that in mind, obviously. In terms of using the grenade, it have a lot of utilitarian use. So let's say that you and your buddies, 3 guys right here, you figure that you would stack throw grenades right here in this area. Now you can do this in a couple of ways. You can try and make it blow up exactly where the opponents will peek, or you can make it bounce into the area. Regardless, it's going to be very good to throw the grenade in this area because it have area damage, as I showcased, which means that if you're able to make it explode in an area that will cover more ground, which would be this approximate area, you're going to make it so that they can't dodge it, they will take damage, and even if they're a little bit far away, they will get demolished, even more so if multiple land right here. A good little example of how the grenades are incredibly useful in this manner would be if I give myself a lot of damage. As you can see, I can barely walk after I take a lot of damage, because that's how CS works in terms of staggering opponents. The more damage you take, essentially, the less likely you are to be able to run at full speed, meaning that if you ever are in that kind of scenario, I suggest that you pull out those knives and you try and haul ass away from the danger. So yeah, there's that. If you want to do it in a counter kind of sort of manner, you need to make sure that you know where the opponents might be coming from. So let's say that both of you guys are that normally play here on the B side. You're assuming that somebody might rush right here, then it's better for you to then chuck the nade in and cause area damage, both of you stacking the grenades against the eco players that might rush, or maybe there is a full rush with a proper purchase, who knows. But yeah, that will probably stagger them and damage them and make it more easy for you to spray them down when they're coming or not. It all depends though, because a lot of maps got different layouts, it's hard to predict such things. But anyways, yeah, you'll probably get a decent idea as you keep on playing against the individual players. Now the last thing I want to showcase with a grenade that I found to be useful to showcase is that you can use it as an alternate smoke if you are throwing it on the right material. It has to be like a sand, gravel-ish ground, and the whole purpose of throwing it right here will be to allow it so that people can cross here without using a smoke grenade, which is by far more important to use in this whole area right here, because it's by far more longer lasting, and you know, it's solid and such things. So yeah, it's definitely a very nice tool to use, aside from all the other benefits that it has as a grenade, in which I personally enjoy to throw them in terms of how the geometry trajectory is placed, in which makes it so that they can hit areas in which not only will like the receiving end, they won't ever see it coming, but it will probably hit them a lot if they're there. So it's kind of nice to use if you have the game sense towards using it. So yeah, I guess that wraps up this video, aside from a lot of other nitpicky details that I wanted to showcase. You know what? What the hell? I can show off this glitch right here. So it can actually hit you beneath surfaces if it only can see a couple of inches of you, so that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I guess it works in degrees like this, you know, even if it's just watch at 2, it will hit you pretty little. It's kind of funny. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. If you want to support this video or this YouTube channel right here, or if you want to get more in-depth with grenades, feel free to take a look at these 2 videos. If you want to support me, my broke ass, we got the Patreon stuff. You can even get access to the Discord server, links in the description below to all of those kind of things if you want to sign up for that. Anyways, yeah, feel free to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch if you have not already as well. I'll be streaming eventually in the future, I do promise. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, have a nice day, and don't get beastified when you play.